We're gonna wait till the
peacocks.
Okay. All right. Well, first of all, good morning, and the peacocks are awake with us, so that's really excellent. Today we're doing front brakes and rotors on the M5. I went with the Hawk HPS. These are ceramic pads. They are more high performance, similar price as stock. And I was thinking about the Akabonos, but a lot of guys I was talking to said that initial bite is just not there. You have to warm them up. So this is really just for street car. Obviously, the M5 is just kind of a daily. So we're going to use these guys on the front. And for the rotors, went with StopTech rotors. We got the nice finished hub. We went with drilled. In retrospect, I could have done slotted for more sort of performance driving. And I know that a few guys are going to say that the drilled will crack over time, but I'm really not hard on the brakes on the car. So I figured drilled was fine, and I didn't want stock. I wanted kind of to upgrade the look a little bit. And I will tell you, I checked my M3, and it has drilled rotors. So at least my M car, the factory, has drilled rotors, so that's not a problem. We're also going to be doing a brake fluid flush, which I wanted to do anyways, whether we were doing this or not. So this is on ECS's website. They say you need 3 bottles. I think normally you need 2, but we're gonna have to try to fumble through that. I think we'll need at least 2. And of course we have our coffee and power tools and Scott's main camera. So he's gonna be, I guess, facilitating this whole project, but we're just gonna do lots of work up the front. So all the haters that said that I was gonna buy brake pads, here you go, we're upgrading the M5. So, well, let's jump right into it, I guess. All right, so we already did the other side. Well, I'm gonna stand back for this. But after you take the wheel off, you have to take this little pressure pin. What's the name of this thing?
It's an anti-rattle clip.
Anti-rattle clip.
Stops the brakes from rattling.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
Are you sure it's not an engine mount?
Special.
I think it's an engine mount.
It might be an engine mount too.
So you take that thing out, and actually, so this is the one that's, don't do that. I'm good. So this is, obviously you can hear it. That's, I mean, it's clearly the brakes that are doing that.
The rotor's warped.
Oh yeah.
You don't even have to like put it on anything. I can see it. See how it moves?
Yep. Yeah. Rotor's warped and the pads are shot. All right, so we gotta take these
dust caps off.
Dust cap. So there's a dust cap right here, and then there's one like almost directly under it. It's gonna be hard to show, but you'll see it. It's just like this little plastic thing. You can just pop it with a screwdriver. I'm actually pulling it with my nail, but my nail's a little screwed up. So we're gonna pop those off. All right, so both of the carrier bolts are out. The next step is to take out these little setting bolts, rotor holders. Yeah, not all cars have them, but these are actually coming out super easy. So what's this one?
This one?
Yeah.
This is the caliper, the one that holds the caliper under the hub.
All right, so we got the caliper bolt out, and we got the 2 carrier bolts. Do a little pry action. Some prying action. There we go.
I think it's fused itself on there.
Yeah. Don't look at it. Don't. Were you looking at the brake pads or lack thereof?
Yeah, I think it's stuck itself onto the rotor. Yeah, it's definitely stuck on there.
Okay. Well, it's coming. All right, so we took the brake pads out, and I will show you guys what they look like, but you might want to be sitting down. But in the meantime, we have to push the cylinder back in, especially because the brake pads were worn down so much that the cylinder is all the way extended. So before you put this back on, the new brake pads are much thicker, so you have to push this back in, and then we'll bleed the brakes later. But this is one of those little tools that you definitely need for like a brake job. So we're gonna finish pushing this back in. How's that look? Ooh, that one looks, it's gone. I'm embarrassed, dude.
I mean, my race pads haven't even.
Dude, that's why we barely even saw that one. There was a front one that didn't look great. This one's done. Oh my God, I'm embarrassed that I was driving that around. We might want to check the rears. Maybe in like a month we can do.
Yeah.
Now I'm kind of worried. See, that one's
still got a little bit though.
yeah, that one's bad. Like this would absolutely need to be replaced, but the other one's like, you may not stop. All right guys, so here are the front pads for the passenger side. I will tell you, I'm very embarrassed that this is even on my car, but this is absolutely the issue that I was having. They need to be replaced, as we knew like 2 weeks ago. I literally bought them within 2 days, and these things are literally shot. Like this is dangerously low. So keep the hate to a minimum if you can, and you'll have to compare that to these guys. So this is literally an amazing comparison. Obviously, you know, these are high performance, but the thickness is really what you want to be looking for here, where clearly my stopping power was limited. So we're definitely gonna have a different driving experience after putting these on with the new rotors. All right, so the caliper we're gonna put on this little hook here because we don't want to put too much stress on the brake line. So it's hanging, there's no stress here, so that's good. And I'm extremely embarrassed, guys, so you'll have to go easy on me. I've been driving the car. You know, I haven't had this car that long, so I haven't had a chance to do a full inspection of the brakes. And these are literally the worst brakes I've actually ever seen in my whole life, and I'm really sorry that this car didn't have properly working brakes, but this is the noise. I mean, it was metal on metal, and this thing is just completely shot. So it's an understatement to say it needed brakes. It was probably very dangerous, the fact that I was even driving around with that. So we're definitely a good upgrade here. So go easy on me, please go easy on me. We're gonna do a better inspection of the rears as well, and I'll probably do those in the next couple weeks if it needs them as well, because obviously safety is priority here. We don't mess around, we're not cutting corners, although you are using microfibers on the floor, so that's fine. But all right, so we still have 2 more bolts to get out.
Yep.
All right.
So I want to go.
Oh yeah. So there's one, and then there's one like kind of above it, up here. Pretty easy. You just have to use some leverage. Yeah. There we go. So those are just really long bolts that seat the carrier. I think I might have mixed up carrier and caliper bolts, but I think they understand the difference. Got this guy off. Woo. Oh, that's nice. That's real nice. Nice and warped.
Wheel bearing's fine.
It's fine. No noise. Completely silent. All right. Cool. So do we?
Do your TLC real quick.
Yeah, just gonna blow out this little area and then just do a little sanding right there. All right, let's do a quick little inspection of the rear pads, just so you guys can see and trust me that there's definitely a lot more pad back here than in the front. So if you guys were freaking out that I wasn't gonna do the rears and I was cheaping out, don't worry, the rears still seem okay for now. I have no shame, bro. You gotta just roll with it sometimes, even if you're embarrassed.
Gotta remove that sticker.
It says L, so anyone who thinks we put it on the wrong side, L means
Loser.
loser. Means you're a loser. All right, so we got to get the carrier bolts in. The long one's the bottom one, the short one's the top. So I just hand tightened it. That's the first thing after you put the rotor on. After you get these guys in.
All right, that's it.
All right, and then we'll get the this big guy. idea.
Snug them up. Yep. Snug them a little bit, and then snug the top. Make sure they're going in straight. Feel the burn.
Yeah, you need that.
You have to set that air compressor up still over there. That's what that's for.
Yeah.
There we go. Come on. Randomly.
All right, next step. Tell us.
Next step, we'll put the bolts back on for the caliper. And then we'll put the anti-rattle clip back on. And the dust caps. And then we'll bleed the brakes. Come on. There we go. Under there. Why is it slipping now? Oh, we need like a little bit of.
There we go. Teamwork. That little bit of leverage. There we go.
There we go.
Freaking guru. He's like already taking apart the car. All right, so what we're gonna do next step is to bleed the brakes, and we're actually going to be doing a full brake flush with the standard BMW brake fluid. You're literally going so quick, I am not even paying attention over here. All right. And these I actually replaced. This looks a little dark, but it looks all right. I replaced these a few thousand miles ago.
There she blows.
There she blows. Some leaves in there.
The outcast before overfilled it, but at least we're draining it.
Oh, so it leaked a little bit?
Not much, but see how high it is?
Yeah.
It should be right here.
But we also just pushed in the...
Yeah. So we're all good.
So does that fluid look okay? Do you think we should flush it? All right, so the plan is to check the brake fluid. We were planning on doing like a full brake flush, but there's definitely enough in here and we're not sure kind of how it looks, so we're gonna test out. All right, so we got a little extractor.
Just to check the fluid out.
Yeah. What's nice, it has this little bit of plastic comes in handy, so we're not worried about scratching it. I destroyed a bug.
You destroyed a bug.
All right.
Oh, that's clean.
It's clear? Or it's...
That's clean,
color?
Yeah, that's fine. Now you're down below. Okay. Get that thing.
All right, yeah guys, so we're not doing a full flush because this is, you know, if you know...
It's not bad.
It's really not bad. It's probably not worth it, huh?
Yeah.
So we'll just top off if we need any. We'll bleed the brakes and we'll do our thing. All right, so we're just gonna make sure that we're good. All right, so I'm just gonna push. It's not even going to the floor, dude.
Yeah, okay.
It's like halfway.
Pump it, so there's pressure.
It feels really tight, actually.
That's good.
It barely moved. Should I just keep pumping it, or what? What do you want me to do?
Good. It's there now.
Okay.
Video.
No, it's fine. I'll just tell the peeps that.
Are you videotaping?
Yeah. So
Okay.
you're just wiping off any excess.
Yeah, you always want to wipe everything off. And then just double check, make sure you got leaks, because, you know, you don't want brake fluid leaking everywhere.
Yeah, for sure.
It's nasty stuff. It'll make you go blind. It'll definitely eat your paint. So make sure you have rags available.
Good? Should I pump the brake more?
Go ahead and pump it.
Dude, it's like stiff.
Yeah, you're good. There's no leaks. You're moving the booster too, so.
So it's probably fine, that's it?
Hold it down.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're working. I can't move it.
We're gonna put this guy back in. The tank is good. We actually just decided that we probably will do rear brakes and rotors in the future. maybe in a month or something like that, because they really aren't as urgent. Then we'll do a full flush regardless if we need it. But for now, like, the fluid really looks good. So we're just gonna put this back together. Fluid reservoir looks good, brakes feel good. We're gonna do a little test run and then we'll pretty much be done. All right, so jumping back to the burnishing instructions, here you guys go. You can pause the video if you'd like to learn more about this, but this is exactly what I'm going to do. So Hawk, I'm going to be listening to them and we're going to be good to go. All right guys, that is going to finish up the video. Scott, thank you so much for helping. His information is in the description below. Actually, a bunch of guys already hit him up to do like work on X5, X5M, all that stuff. F80s. So he's got a lot on his plate, but I'll also put a link for his shop and his information in the description box below. He does pretty much everything, brakes, engines, transmission, all that kind of fun stuff. Obviously, we definitely need a brakes today. So if you do need brakes, you can get that done. I mean, I did a couple little slow-mos, but this is his race car, so he's pretty serious. He's taking the engine. Is this engine coming out? Yep. Is this the one? Yeah, so he's in the process of taking the engine out of this car. This is a pretty serious race car. And then there's another race car over here, and then there's another race car right here. So we got a lot of race cars, and we have the M5 over here. That's kind of the usual setup here at Scott's place. So I'll put all of his information. Thank you again for helping me today. Yep. Extremely good prices, good information, good company. He does require you to bring him coffee in the morning though. Or beer in the evening. Or beer in the evening. And then obviously charge for labor, but you guys can talk on whatever you need. All right, so thank you guys again for watching. Hopefully you learned something. We tried to keep it a little informative as well. So literally if you watch this video, hopefully you can do the brakes on your own if you really wanted to. So hopefully that was helpful. So thank you guys again, and I'll see you next time. Peace.